Hello everyone and welcome back to Derek's Toys. In today's video we are going to unbox the Inside Out 2 Mood Cube set from the new Disney Pixar movie Inside Out 2. This set has 394 pieces and a recommended age of 9 and above. It comes with a lot of cool features, so let's take a look at all of them. Let's start with the mood cubes. There's 2 of them that we can build and they have 9 interchangeable mood plates that we can place on them. And then we also have a control board display stand where joy and anxiety can track the moods on the cubes. And then in addition to that, there are 4 minifigs that come with the set. Foreman, Anxiety, Joy, and Margie. So I know Derek has been chomping at the bit to get this build started, so without further ado, let's rip it open and start building. Inside we find 3 bags, a sticker sheet, and the instruction booklet. First we're going to build the 4 minifigs. First up is Joy. She is the main character in the movie Inside Out 2, and she is voiced by Amy Poehler. When Riley is born, joy is the first emotion to materialize inside her mind. Next up is Anxiety, one of the new emotions that shows up in Inside Out 2. Anxiety is voiced by Maya Hawke. Then we have another new character from Inside Out 2, Margie. Margie is voiced by Sarah Yu Blue. And our 4th and final minifig is Foreman, voiced by Kirk Thatcher. And here we have all 4 minifigs that come in the set: Margie, Joy, Anxiety, and Foreman. Okay, so next up we're going to build the control board display stand. This is where Joy and Anxiety can control all of Riley's different emotions on the mood cubes. If you enjoy watching us build sets like this, there are many more on our channel, so please go check it out, Derek's Toys, and if you like it a lot, subscribe. We appreciate the support and it helps us to keep growing our channel, so thanks again. Alright, now that the control board display stand is done, we can start building the first of the 2 mood cubes. The first mood cube can have 5 different emotions placed on it, and the second mood cube can have 4. And the first 5 emotions that we will build to attach to this cube are the ones that can be found in the original Inside Out. In addition, on the second cube, there will be 4 new emotions that show up in the sequel. The mood cubes are hollow inside, and the top can be removed so that you can actually put stuff inside of them, like notes to yourself or anything that comes to your imagination. And then when you're done playing with them, you can put them back on the control display stand so they have a place to rest. Now that we've finished the first cube, let's start building the emotion plates. The first emotion that we're going to build is Anger. Anger appears in both Inside Out and Inside Out 2, and is voiced by Lewis Black. Anger is also the shortest of all the emotions, and when he gets angry, flames burst out of his scalp like a volcano. And now we place Anger onto the cube. The next emotion that we're going to build is Fear. Fear also appears in both Inside Out and Inside Out 2, and he is voiced by Tony Hale, whose voice may sound familiar to you because he was also the voice of Forky in Toy Story 4. While Tony does the voice of Fear in the sequel, originally Fear was voiced by Bill Hader in the first film. And now let's attach the Fear emotion plate to another side of the cube. The resemblance is uncanny. After Fear comes Sadness. Aww. Phyllis Smith does the voice of Sadness. You may recognize her from the TV series The Office. And Sadness appears in both Inside Out and Inside Out 2 as well. And here's a little funny trivia about Sadness. On the 404 page of Pixar.com, she appears. And one last thing about sadness that you may not have noticed. She's the only emotion that has any type of head accessory. In this case, her glasses. Ugh, the disgust emotion's up next. Disgust appears in both Inside Out and Inside Out 2, but is voiced by two different people. Mindy Kaling, another member of the TV show The Office, does the voice in the first Inside Out, and Liza Lapira does the voice in Inside Out 2. And if you're wondering why Disgust is green, I think it has to do with the fact that she's the same color as broccoli, which Riley and the other emotions hate. Personally, I like broccoli. I know Derek doesn't, but you know what? To each their own. And there is the Disgust faceplate looking absolutely disgusted. Perfect. And the final emotion that we're going to build for the first cube is, of course, Joy. And Joy is voiced by Saturday Night Live alumni Amy Poehler, and of course it comes as no surprise that she's in both the first Inside Out and the new sequel. And here's a little interesting fact about Joy. She's the only emotion that doesn't cast a shadow because she's constantly glowing. How about that? And now we place Joy, the final mood plate, on the first cube. And now let's place some stickers on the bottom of the cube. And these stickers are neat. They're little symbols from the movie. You have anxiety, sadness, a lightning bolt. I think disgust is up there too. Now that we've completed the first 5 emotions and the first mood cube, let's build the second cube, and then we're going to put 4 more emotions on that cube. And all of the emotions that we will place on the second cube come from new emotions that debut in the sequel, Inside Out 2. So the first new emotion from Inside Out 2 that we are building is embarrassment. Embarrassment is voiced by Paul Walter Hauser. So originally in the first film, there was going to be 27 different emotions inside of Riley's mind, but they decided to simplify the story. So a lot of the new emotions that you see in Inside Out 2, like embarrassment, were actually going to be in the first film. And now we will place embarrassment, the first mood plate, on the second cube. Okay, so everybody calm down, because next up is anxiety. Maya Hawke does the voice of anxiety in Inside Out 2. And I gotta be honest with you, anxiety kind of reminds me of Scrat from Ice Age. What do you think? And one interesting fact about anxiety is that she is the first new emotion to be formed in Riley's mind since her toddler years, which unfortunately I think a lot of us can relate to because, yeah, anxiety does come with older age. And now let's place anxiety on the cube, right next to embarrassment. Boy, this is not a very uplifting mood cube, is it? So next up is Envy, voiced by Io Adebri in the new film. Wondering why Envy is teal and not green, you know, like the phrase green with envy? It's because disgust is already green and they didn't want you to get confused about the two emotions, so they made Envy teal. It makes sense when you think about it. Also, with the introduction of Envy into the emotions that are inside of Riley's mind, she is now officially the shortest emotion. And not only that, she's also the youngest appearance-wise of all of the emotions. Okay, and now that we have the Envy mood played on, there's just one more to go. And now it's time for the final emotion, ennui. For those who are not familiar with this emotion, it basically means boredom. In fact, the literal translation of ennui in French is boredom. Ennui is voiced by French actress Adele Archipolis. I know I said the name wrong, so I apologize, but I'm not very good with French names. Believe it or not, ennui originally was going to be pink in the sequel, but then they decided to change the color to indigo because that's kind of a more dull color and it really fits the mood better. Alright, we're almost about done with the build. Let's just put on this last mood plate. And that completes the second cube and all 4 of the new emotion plates. Now there's some stickers to place onto the bottom. And that completes the build. Let's take a closer look at everything that we've just built. Here is the complete build with the mood cubes and the control display stand and all of the minifigs together. And here's a look at both mood cubes and all 9 of the mood plates. And here's a close-up of the control display stand with all 4 minifigs. Well, that just about wraps it up for our build of the Inside Out 2 Mood Cube set from LEGO. Derek and I had a ton of fun building this set and walking through it with you, and we highly recommend it if you're looking for a cool new set that's outside of the normal themes of LEGO for you to build. Thanks a lot for watching, and we will see you at our next build.